All right, so I picked up this 13-inch, 18-volt Ryobi ONE+ push mower. Now we already have a 40-volt, but it's getting older and showing signs of wear. So I figured, hey, I got these 18-volt batteries. Why don't I try this? So let's see how this thing's gonna do. First, let's open it up and see everything it comes with. So when you open it up, there's really not a big worry about putting it together or assembly because it's pretty much done. There's probably a couple little things I'm gonna have to do here to get it going, but this thing is not something you really have to assemble. You just have to set it up real quick. So here's what you get. You get the mower, which again is mostly assembled. You just gotta set up the handle. You get the mower bag there, which the frame is sitting on top of the mower here. You get this bag with the manual and a couple little bolts and twist nuts. You get the battery and the charger with this one, and you get this little insert here, which goes in if you're not gonna use the bag. It's cute. That's really the only way you can really describe it. So I am gonna start off with this. If you're buying this mower thinking you're getting a full-size mower, you need to look at measurements. Like, I knew exactly what I was buying because it says it's a 13-inch mower. Not 21, 22, 25, it's 13 inches. That's half the size of a normal mower. So don't be hating on it because it's 13 inches. You knew that when you bought it, right? And I'm just addressing some of the comments and the ratings that it had where they're like, oh, it seems like a toy, or this is meant for children. Well, you know, sure, that's funny, it's great, but that should be known when you're buying it. So if you're hating on it because of that, you know, you shouldn't be. You should know what 13 inches is before you buy this. Now, if you're laughing because it's small, totally get it. It definitely feels like a kid's push mower. Something that maybe your 10-year-old would push around the yard. I don't know. But don't get me wrong. This is a lawnmower. This is just as dangerous as any other lawnmower, and it's just as functional as any other lawnmower. What we're going to do now is test, does it cut as good as any other lawnmower? Sure, you're going to have to push it twice as much distance because it's half the size, but does it do a good job? Let's find that out. Again, it has this mulcher plug right here. If you're not going to use the bag, you would just put that plug in there and it would mulch, but we're not going to be mulching. We're going to be bagging. So I'm not putting that in. And it's got a height adjustment here. You just pull this and you can, as you can see, lift it pretty far. It's got quite a bit of height adjustment. It says 1/2 inch to 4 inches height adjustment. I'm going to go like right in the middle just to see how that cuts. I don't want to kill the grass, but I don't mind cutting it pretty low the first cutting or two. Let's see what it's going to do. To start the mower, it says push and hold the button, which is right here, and then pull the lever. Sounds pretty good. Now, it doesn't have all the extra fancy stuff that you would get on the bigger one, which is like the headlights and all that, but really, do you need them? Are you mowing at night? I don't know. But this one does not have the headlights, and it also does not have, from what I can see so far, all of those annoying little safety buttons that really plagued its bigger version. Alright, so thoughts. Let's start with the good stuff. So it's small, so that could be a pro or a con, but the pro for that is it can get places that the bigger sibling of this cannot. So it's going to reduce the amount of trimming that you have to do. There are spots in my front yard that I was able to get up really close to the house with this, and you know, if I'm one of those people that didn't even want to trim, I could probably skip it, at least for a little while. But it definitely gets closer. So if you want a small mower that can really get in close to the house and around fences, this definitely does that. It's also very easy to push. So if you don't want to push these things, or you don't like pushing one of the big heavy mowers, this thing is really easy. No reason you would need self-propel for this. Also, It bags really well. So we did use the bagger on this, and although the bag filled up very quickly, it did bag very good. So if you like to bag, you like to get things off the grass, like we had a lot of leaves on the ground and it just picked all of that up really well. So it's got a great bagging system. It's got enough power to suck that stuff into the bag. It uses the 18-volt tool batteries. So if you've already got a bunch of Ryobi 18-volt tools and you've got a bunch of Ryobi 18-volt batteries, then, you know, this might be perfect for you. Height adjustment does well, even when we lowered it pretty low. Like you can see, we just got it one step from the bottom. It still cut with no problem. It wasn't straining. Overall, a great little mower if you need something in a small form factor. Now that gets us to the cons, and honestly, the cons are relative. So if you know what you're buying a small 13-inch mower that's about half the size of a normal mower, then these might not even be cons, but it is small. It does take double the work to cut because you're walking double the amount of distance to cut your yard. It's actually pretty powerful, but it is an 18-volt, so it's not as powerful as its 40-volt sibling, I guess you could call it. On the one 4-amp-hour economy class battery that it comes with, it was able to cut this whole front yard and a strip of the side yard over there. We have about 10 feet on the other side of the driveway, that's our yard, and then this whole front section of the yard all the way back to the fence. So it did pretty good on one battery. I honestly thought it was going to take 2 batteries to do this, but it only took the one that was there. I did a couple extra passes over some areas that it looked like maybe I missed, and that's when it died. This is almost exactly the amount of yard I could get done with that 4-amp-hour battery. As you can see, there's even that little strip out there on the street. It did that. So if this yard is basically the entire size of your front and backyard, then you're good on one battery. If you have a yard that's like this size in the front and the back, well then, you know, think about it, it'd be 2 batteries. Of course, you could buy the higher amp hour batteries also, get you a little further. All in all, I think it's a great little mower. It does a great job if you're buying it for what it was designed for. If you don't have hardly anything for a yard and you just need the basic mower to go do it, this thing's gonna cut well. It's gonna do your yard great. If you have much of a yard, like we're on 1/3 of an acre, of course we have a pool and we got some landscaping, but you know, if you've got a full city-sized yard, this is not the mower for you unless you just want to get in a lot of steps. I think it worked great. Wife was pretty happy with it. Now again, she did mention that it was double the work, so that was a problem, but overall it's actually a pretty cool little mower. You know, again, it's toy sized, but it is a really neat little mower. All right, I hope this was helpful. Thank y'all very much for watching. Y'all take care.